Column store indexes were first introduced in SQL Server 2012, and what these are generally based upon our large data warehouses. You're not going to see these most often within an OLTP database for several different reasons. But you can create or generate a column store index one of two different ways. The first way, let's say I'm going to go in and I've recognized that my fact internet sales table would greatly improve performance if I were to create a column store index. So what I can do is open up my fact internet sales, right-click on my indexes, and choose New Index. And here is my clustered or non-clustered column store index. And I'm just going to choose non-clustered column store index. And then I can begin to add my different columns. And you know what? I can add all of my columns. I can define a name, and most often what I highly recommend is provide somewhat of an intuitive name, such as non-clustered column store index, NCCCI, and the name of the index. All right, another way that I can do the exact same thing is I can script this out. Now, using DDL, data definition language, I can also create my column store index. Now I can specify create a non-clustered column store index. And again, just by using the graphical user interface in Management Studio, what I did is I can create the index within Management Studio and also script that index out. You might say, but what exactly really is the purpose of that? Why would you want to do that? Well, you know what? What if you create your data warehouse and now you want a means of recreating it if for whatever reason you have to recreate it. If you have to recreate it within a development environment, a test environment, or you've decided, you know what, we're going to drop the database, recreate it, and reload it. You can go ahead and script out all of the different DDL statements necessary to create that. By hitting F5 or execute, I can create that non-clustered column store index. Now, clustered or non-clustered, you know what? It depends. It depends upon what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Don't just go through and because you see, hey, you know what? Column store indexes are pretty cool. It's going to improve performance. Let's go ahead and create a clustered column store index. You need to know the differences between each one. For example, in a clustered column store index, well, there's no inserting, updating, or deleting on the table. You must drop the index, then do your transaction, and then recreate it. So that's something, obviously, if you have a number of batch transactions or bulk transactions that occur every hour, that's going to sway your decision as to whether to use a clustered or a non-clustered column store index. So in this demonstration, we looked at the ability to create a column store index within SQL Server using both Management Studio and DDL, data definition language, in T-SQL.